Episode 39. This week we cover Obsession. This one, similar to last week in a lot of ways. Not exactly the same, but similar. Another idea that seemed like it was maybe a good idea and then went a little sideways. And then maybe got back on track, maybe. But essentially, Captain Kirk's on a landing party down on this planet. They're getting some sort of mineral they needed. They're phasering the thing off despite the fact that it's supposed to be like 100 times harder than diamonds. But they still just break the thing off with ease. Then Captain Kirk smells something. Similar to honey, he described it. And he's like, that must be the creature I fought on a planet hundreds of light years away. It can only be that. Mr. Spock's like, but it could be anything. Kirk's like, shut up, you. And he orders his men to spread out and fire if they see a gaseous cloud. They find the gaseous cloud, but the gaseous cloud sucks their red blood vessels out, and they'd all die. Except for one of them. And he didn't fire in time. And then they get him back to the ship, and Kirk's screaming at him in this guy's barely conscious state, asking if he smelled something sickly sweet, and he's basically telling him what to say, so he just repeats what Kirk says. Kirk's like, aha, I knew it. And McCoy's like, that doesn't count. And Kirk's like, shut up, you. And the crew keeps telling Captain Kirk they have a rendezvous they have to keep with another ship to pick up some much-needed medication. The medication will expire if they don't pick it up on time. Kirk's like, that's not important. I'm going to go after this gaseous cloud. It can only be the gaseous cloud that attacked my crew on my first mission 11 years ago. Hundreds of light years away. And they were like, that's a little obsessive. He's like, shut up, you. He sends some more guys down. More guys die. One of them fires his phaser at the cloud, but a little bit late, they chase the cloud off. When they get back to the ship, and Kirk finds out he hesitated for 2 seconds firing, he confines him to quarters. He's like, well, go to quarters, you're worthless. And the guy was all kinds of sad. Immensely sad. Spock tells McCoy, he's like, I think the captain's obsessed. And McCoy's like, yeah, he is. And then rather than convene a hearing like they did last episode to question his competency because he's refusing to leave, thus endangering the medication that's needed on the planet they're supposed to take it to, he sticks around. He's like, they'll decide when we go. They established they had to be underway within a couple of hours. He was there for like 5 more days. Medication obviously expired. He was fine with it. He's like, so a few thousand people might die. So what? I'll get my revenge. They had no competency hearing for that. But because he looked to be a little bit older in the last episode due to that radiation poisoning, they wasted the valuable short amount of time they had to find the cure by having a competency hearing. This time, nothing like that. They just let it go. But eventually, they figure out they got to get rid of this cloud. The cloud goes to the ship. When Spock went to go check on the guy confined to quarters, it went through his air duct because he'd turned the vent on. Like, turn on his air vent. It went through there. It hit Spock and retreated because apparently Spock's blood made of some other mineral other than iron. The gaseous cloud didn't like it, apparently. They eventually get rid of the cloud. They neutralize that. And then they're underway, and Kirk's like, let's go get that medicine. And no one once said it expired 5 days ago. It's too late. All those people are dead on that planet. Starfleet never questioned it. Apparently, Kirk kept his command. Some interesting notes. There's no Mr. Sulu in this episode. We also had gaseous cloud, which we'd see in a few more different episodes of things. Star Trek was into gaseous clouds and anomalies and so forth. Also, no mention of any Commodore or Admiral ordering Kirk to abandon his mission at that planet and go on to get the medication. In fact, Kirk ignored Starfleet communication. Lieutenant Hurt tried to tell him they were receiving orders. Kirk's like, never mind, don't say another word to me about that. Shut up, you. Ignore the Starfleet communication. No penalty for that. None. They were fine with it. Well, he's just Captain Kirk. He's fine. That was kind of interesting. Nothing came of it at all, even though he disregarded a direct order from Starfleet Command, apparently, according to Lieutenant Uhura. And who are we to doubt Lieutenant Uhura? Well, that was pretty much episode 39.